Hello everyone, hope you are well. Today I wanted to give a special video about the drop-in pitches and also how the different types of pitches help bowlers. People have been talking about these drop-in pitches that have been used in New York and how it affects bowlers. Obviously, bowlers have been dominating this World Cup. A drop-in pitch is simply a pitch that is prepared in some other place and it is dropped, like it says, dropped using a crane, and it is dropped into the venue. I mean, this pitch that have been used, the drop-in pitch in New York, I read somewhere that it was prepared in Adelaide, Australia. And normally, drop-in pitches are used on pitches and grounds, especially where multi-sports happens. I mean, like if it's a ground there where cricket or rugby, football, I mean, many different sports are played. Then they use the drop-in pitches, and after the match is over, they just remove it. Like even at the MCG Melbourne, they use sometimes drop-in pitches where the Australian Football League is also played. So it is a temporary kind of thing where the pitch is prepared in some other place and it is used like just dropped into the original venue where the match is supposed to be played. So that is what a drop-in pitch is, and normally drop-in pitches are normally it kind of favors bowlers, and it it's the pace is like an uneven pace and slow paced, not something that really comes onto the bat. Drop-in pitches are always difficult to bat. And I've even heard at Wimbledon once that the Wimbledon grass courts, some of the grass it's actually prepared in other places and it's dropped in to the Wimbledon lawn, the courts. I don't know if it was that for that one Wimbledon that I heard, or probably all the time. Maybe it's some courts like the center court or the court number one. And as pitches go, I mean, normally there is a very seamer-friendly wicket pitch that normally you find in South Africa, Australia, New Zealand, where green, it's said green pitches. If there is a lot of grass content on the pitch, it normally is fast and bouncy, and it really gives a lot of seam movement. One of the greenest pitches I ever saw was a 96-97 Durban Test match at Kingsmead, where India were blown away for 100 runs in the first innings and just 66 runs in the second innings, where Alan Donald took 9 wickets. And it was an impossible pitch to bat, where I mean there was a lot of pace and bounce and movement for the fast bowlers. And even you find such wickets in Australia as well, but Australian wickets are more sometimes, so you can bat and bowl. But South African pitches, a lot of pitches are very seamer friendly normally. And obviously you have the dead pitches where it's a flat track where you can't hardly take wickets and there are so big scores. Like the rare test match, India-Sri Lanka match, where Sri Lanka got that 950. That was in the mid-90s, where Jayasuriya got 340 and that big partnership with Roshan Mahanama. Those are dead pitches where, I mean, it's just easy to bat and the pitch is really flat. All the grass is just rolled in. And normally these good batting tracks are really hard wickets where there is a lot of pace, but it is an even pace and the ball comes on nicely to the bat and the grass is fully rolled in. And if there is a moisture in the wicket, I mean, it also helps the fast bowlers and it seems around. But too much wet wickets, like if it's raining a lot and if it's a fully wet wicket, I mean, it just gets dead and batting becomes easier. But a little bit of moisture in the pitch always favors the fast bowlers. And cloudy conditions obviously will help swing bowling a lot. I remember a match in South Africa, in a club match, when a new club I was just visiting, and there was a lot of cloud cover, and I asked the captain, if you win the toss, just choose to bowl and give me the ball, because I do get a lot of in-swingers. And thankfully we won the toss, he gave me the ball and I bowled 11 overs for I took 4 wickets for 23 runs and two catches were also dropped. Anyway, I'm just saying that if there is cloud cover, there is always extra swing. That is why in England, a lot of ball swings around. And when it comes to spin, I mean, normally there is a red soil and black soil pitches. Red soil pitches, you find it actually helps the spinners a lot. I mean, red soil it has a very low clay content, so it has a less elasticity and water absorption. So it is very dry and it crumbles. So as the match goes on, it's very difficult to bat. And even these dust bowls you hear, I mean, where there is dusty pitches, where sometimes when the ball pitches on the pitch, you can see the dust puffing out, and those pitches are really impossible to bat, and there's a lot of turn for the spinners. Black soil also helps spinners, but black soil has more elasticity, and it has more clay content than the red soil, and it holds on for longer, and it has more water absorption, the black soil. But the black soil also helps the spinners, and there's low bounce on black soil. But red soil is the more difficult surface for spinners, as it really the pitch crumbles, and day 4-5 will be very difficult. And dry wickets, obviously both the dry wickets are where it really turns and grips for the spinners, the ball grips and it really turns. Indian pitches are the classic example for dry pitches. And obviously cracks also makes a big, I mean, if you have cracks and if there's hot sun as the match goes on in a test match, the cracks get wider, and it becomes really impossible. The ball stays low, it turns, it bounces extra from those cracks. And even the rough that you hear commentators talk about, that is rough is what a bowler's footmark is. The bowler, when he bowls, is in his run up, that footmarks that come on the pitch, it's called the rough. And as the test matches normally go, it becomes more and more, and the umpires are always worried about bowlers not coming to the batsman's batting area. There's a danger area, and if you get 2 warnings, you're out of the bowling attack. And but in any way, I mean, outside the off stump or leg stump as well of the right-handers, typical right-handers, there will be a lot of rough create the black dark patches that are created by the follow through of the bowlers, and especially if there is a left armer as well, because both sides of the round the wicket, both of them will be used, and there will be a lot of rough patches. And as the match goes on, it's more difficult to bat, because if the spinners pitch the ball exactly in the rough areas, it turns a lot and it even bounces a lot, and there can be a lot of troubles for batsmen. And obviously the cracks also is a big problem. The cracks, the ball can keep low. That is why test matches are always the second innings, the last 4th innings of a test match is always difficult, the most difficult to bat, where the pitch is the worst to bat, and the ball sometimes keeps low and turns and jumps up on the batsman. That is why you don't see a lot of big 4th innings scores. There are very rare occasions where there are big 4th innings scores. I remember one of these matches England South Africa played, and it was in England, and the first 2-3 days it was helping the fast bowlers a lot, but then the rain came and South Africa were trying to draw the match, and the rain came, and there was a lot of rain, and the pitch just became dead. Not a little bit moisture, but it really got wet, and it really got dead, and South Africa batted out 4 days 4 and 5 to draw the match. So that is if there is too much wetness in the pitch. But if there is a little bit of moisture, normally the first day of a test match, the opening morning is when you have a little bit of moisture in the pitch, and there's a lot of sea movement for the fast bowlers, and that is why batsmen will have to play well, leave well, and keep wickets in hand. So these are the basic type of pitches. I mean, green wickets are helping obviously fast bowlers, and the amount of grass as well. I mean, if you have left so much grass on the pitch, it's really going to be really fast and bouncy, but they cut the grass accordingly. If it's a test match, normally it's a more favorable to fast bowlers, but if it's a one-day match, they will keep the grasses shorter. So that is the fast bowlers pitch, and then there's a red soil and black soil that I mentioned for the spinners, and then dead pitches obviously, and the dusty pitches as well, which helps spinners a lot. And finally, just again, the drop-in pitches are pitches that are created somewhere else, produced somewhere else, and it is dropped into the real venue using a crane, and that is how drop-in pitches go. And it is normally very difficult to bat on drop-in pitches because there's a lot of inconsistency and the batsmen don't know much about the pitch. So that is my video. There was some request to put a video on drop-in pitches and the different types of surfaces in cricket. That is why cricket is a very interesting and unique game. Hope you have enjoyed India playing today against Canada, and Pakistan, New Zealand, Sri Lanka all out of the World Cup as well. So interesting. And I heard that India and Australia will be in the same Super 8 group, which makes it very interesting. Anyway, thank you everyone. I hope you're enjoying the cricket. The Euro football is also on. Take care. Enjoy the sports, and God bless you.